There are cases that do not just shock people because of what happened, but because who it happened to. A 13-year-old boy, very intelligent, quiet, seemed normal, but behind that silence was a side of him that no one expected to see. This is the story of Paris Lee Bennett. Paris Bennett was born in Abilene, Texas from a young age. People already noticed that he was very intelligent. He spoke well for his age, learned fast, and understood complex ideas early. While other children enjoyed spending time with others, Paris often preferred being alone, thinking, and observing. This was just a simple personality trait, but it became part of how he grew up. His home was not always stable. His mother struggled with substance abuse, which caused emotional instability in the household.
I come from a family where there are definitely mental health and addiction issues, and there's been violence in the past. I don't want to give too much away because y'all haven't seen it. And I had my own issues growing up with addiction and mental health.
His father was also not always present during his childhood.
Paris's father left not long after I got pregnant. And then when Paris was 17 months old, he showed up, and it was fairly obvious that something was not right. His father was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia with audio and visual hallucinations.
Because of this, Paris grew up without a stable emotional environment. His thinking skills developed quickly, but his emotional support was limited. As time passed, he became more isolated. Instead of expressing his feelings, he kept them instead and spent most of his time in his own thoughts.
As he became teenager, Bar's intelligence became more obvious. His IQ is measured at 141, which is considered genius level. At the same time, some worrying changes began to appear. He was exposed to violent content online, including stories about serial killers and crimes. Instead of feeling fear or discomfort, he started to look at these things in a very logical and detached way. This showed a growing emotional distance. Things that normally causes emotional reactions did not affect him in the same way. Reports later describe him as having low emotional response, limited empathy, and difficulty connecting with others. And this combination of high intelligence and emotional distance became an important part of his psychological profile.
From the outside, Paris was seen as a loved child. His mother said he cared for him deeply and did her best to raise him well, but Paris described his experience differently. He said he often felt lonely as a child and emotionally disconnected from the people around him. This difference between what others saw and what he felt inside created an emotional tension as he grew up. Instead of expressing this emotion, he kept them inside. Over time, this may have an effect on how he views relationship and emotion.
Abilene 911.
Hello?
Abilene 911, go ahead.
I accidentally killed somebody.
At the age of 13, Paris Bennett committed a crime that changed his life forever. He killed his 4-year-old sister, Ella Bennett. According to his own statements, the act was planned and not impulsive. One of the most disturbing part of this case was how he described it afterward.
I know I did. I woke up and I was hallucinating.
You were hallucinating?
Yes, and I thought my sister was a demon and I killed her.
He said it was like stabbing a marshmallow, and this showed a strong emotional disconnect from what had happened. He also said the process goal was just to cause emotional pain to his mother. In one moment, the family changed completely. A young child was lost, and Paris' life took a different path.
When investigators first sat down with Paris, They expected confusion, panic, maybe even tears, but instead they were met with something far more disturbing. Paris spoke calmly, almost too calmly. The boy standing before them had just murdered his sister. Yet, the emotional reaction many expected simply wasn't there. Psychologists who later evaluated him described him as displaying severe psychopathic traits at an incredibly young age. They noted his lack of remorse, emotional detachment, and manipulative behavior, traits rarely seen so strongly in someone his age. But legally and clinically, there was a limitation. Because Paris was still a child, doctors could not officially diagnose him with antisocial personality disorder, as diagnostic criteria under the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition text revision, or DSM-5-TR require the individual to be at least 18 years old. Instead, experts referred to him as a juvenile psychopath or someone exhibiting psychopathic tendencies. And to add the fact that he wasn't just intelligent, he was exceptionally intelligent, made his case even more unsettling. Investigators believed this high intelligence allowed him to think several steps ahead, carefully calculating his actions and understanding the consequences long before carrying them out.
To this day, the case remains one of the most chilling examples of psychopathy in a child, not because of the crime itself, but because of how aware Paris Bennett seems every step of the way. His case shows how intelligence alone cannot guarantee the emotional development. While Paris was highly gifted intellectually, the psychologists believe that his emotional growth did not develop in the same way. Over time, emotional detachment, isolation, and exposure to violent material and unresolved family issue may have shaped how he viewed people and relationships. What made the case especially disturbing was the level of planning involved at such a young age. Paris was not described as confused or emotionally overwhelmed after the incident. Instead, he appeared calm, logical, and emotionally distant.
Cases like this highlights the need for early psychological intervention and emotional support during childhood. Children may develop at a fast pace intellectually, but emotional development must also be guided and supported. Children who experience emotional isolation, unstable family environments, trauma, or difficulty expressing emotions should not be ignored simply because they appear intelligent or well behaved on the outside. And parents, teachers, and mental health professionals should pay attention to these warning signs. The case also shows the importance of accessible mental health services for children and families. Psychological support should not be given only after the tragedy has already happened, but should also be provided when emotional and behavioral problems first start to occur.